Hi guys, welcome back to the plug Econ&Math, your go-to channel for simple and clear explanations of economics and mathematics. In today's video, we are continuing with our business cycle series, focusing on something really interesting, the features underpinning forecasting. Basically how economists predict what might happen next in the economy. Think about it. It is often helpful to be able to predict future events. For example, it may be useful for someone who is about to take out a large sum of loan to know what the interest rate will be in the next 6 months. Ever thought of how the government or businesses know when a recession might be coming or when things are about to pick up? Well, they rely on certain economic indicators that act like signals, giving us hints about the economy's direction. An economic indicator is basically a statistic that measures some aspect of the economy, like GDP, unemployment, or interest rates. So when we talk about forecasting business cycles, it's always important to look at the different kinds of economic indicators that help us understand where the economy might be heading. Number one, we have leading economic indicators. A leading economic indicator is an indicator that changes direction before the economy changes. Leading indicators are important because they give warnings in advance to consumers, businesses, and government about changes in economic activities. For example, stock prices. Number two, we have coincident economic indicators. A coincident economic indicator is an indicator that moves in the same direction and at the same time. Economists use this indicator to compile and confirm the state of the economy. This is because they show us what's happening right now. For example, employment levels and real GDP. Number three, we have lagging economic indicators. A lagging economic indicator does not change direction until after the business cycle has changed its direction. Economists use lagging economic indicators as a confirmation of where the economy is heading. These indicators help policymakers confirm whether a phase of the business cycle has officially ended or began. For example, unemployment rates and interest rates. Number four, we have composite economic indicators. A composite economic indicator is formed when various indicators of the same type are compiled into a single value. Instead of looking at just one indicator, economists combine several indicators into one single value. The single value forms the norm of a country's economic performance. Quick recap. Now let's rewind. The trough is the lowest point of the business cycle. Expansion refers to the period where economic activities increase in a country, leading to the peak. Peak is the highest point of the business cycle. Now remember, the economy cannot grow forever. So right after the peak point, there is contraction. Contraction refers to the period where economic activities decline in a country, leading to the lowest point again. Then the business cycle goes on and on. Well, all this recap was so that we can understand the other important features used in the forecasting of business cycles. We firstly have the trend line. The trend line shows the general direction of the economy. The trend line that rises gradually will be positively sloped in the long run. The rising line indicates a growing economy. Trend lines are useful for role players within the economy because they indicate the general direction in which the economy is headed. Secondly, it's the length. The length is the distance measured from peak to peak or from trough to trough. Longer cycles show strength while the shorter cycles show weakness with regard to economic activities. It is useful for economic participants within the economy to know the length of a business cycle because the length tends to remain relatively constant over time. Third, it's amplitude. Amplitude refers to the height or difference between the trend line and the turning points of the business cycle, turning points being the peak and the trough. The amplitude refers to the intensity of the upswing and downswing in economic activity. The larger the amplitude, the more extreme economic fluctuations that occur. Fourth, we have extrapolation. Extrapolation is when forecasters use estimates from past economic data that they already have to make predictions about the future. Extrapolation may be based on the trend line of the business cycle by extending its patterns onward to make assumptions about where the economy is headed. For example, if a business cycle has passed through a trough and entered on the expansion phase, forecasters may predict that the economy will continue to grow in the months to follow. Lastly, it's the moving averages. Moving averages are averages calculated along a time series so that a smoother business cycle can be illustrated. Moving averages are used to analyze the changes in a series of data over a certain period of time. A graph drawn based on moving averages makes it possible to see a more broad impression of the economy over a period of time. So just a quick summary of the whole video. Leading indicators predict future economic trends. Coincident indicators move at the same time as the economy. Lagging indicators change after the economy has already started shifting. And lastly, composite indicators combine several indicators into one measure to give a clearer overall picture of the economy. Thank you for watching the video.